Welcome to this episode of Bit Assembly. This week we have ourselves a military order Fire the Night from the Infinity Range PanOceania faction. As you can see here, it's a metal model. These here can be a little bit harder to deal with than the regular plastics because you'll need both a super glue and a bit of patience because these tend to take a lot longer to stick the pieces to the model than they would with the plastic. With the Infinity models, as you can see here on the base, there is this insert piece. However, if you look at the base here, it's flat. However, if you turn it over, you can see that there's actually an insert piece attached. The easiest way to pop this out is get yourself a modeling file or a hobby knife. Just put it on the back, apply some pressure, push it through, just work your way through it. Once you've got the gap in the base separated nicely, the first step is to make sure you've got this end nib off. While it doesn't seem like much, when it comes to playing the game, it can bump against things and just make it a little bit harder to keep your models in place. Now, when we start building the model, I'm going to start by attaching the main bulk of the model to the base. Sometimes it's just legs, or whatever fits into the base. It's usually a good spot to start with metal models. Apply a little bit of super glue to both sides. Make sure you get it on the flat surfaces under here, just to give it more area to stick. And just pop it in to there. Sometimes it'll clip, sometimes it'll have to sit for a bit. Lucky enough with this one it clips and we can just let it sit there. Other ones you'll have to hold for a good 10 to 30 seconds just to make sure it sticks right. Now this here's dried a little bit, we're going to move on to the sword arm. As you can see here on the hand, there's actually a second hand attached here. This here attaches to the other arm joint, but the best way to stick these together is to attach them first to the main part of the model. So add a small amount of super glue to the arm joints on both sides, and a small amount to the clip to the little sticky out bit on the hand. Now be careful not to stick your hands to the model. Fit the first arm where it's supposed to be, hold it there for a few seconds. Second arm in place. It's not always an easy task to do this with metal models, as sometimes you'll have to hold it there for a while, and sometimes your fingers become stuck, and when you pull your fingers away, you'll tear the model apart as well. We'll hold it there for 20 seconds, and we'll come back, and I'll show you the next step. Now that this model here is dried a little bit, you can see the arms are sticking on quite nicely and they're not just falling off. Next up, we're going to attach ourselves the backpack. I find with the Infinity models, the backpack's one of the easiest parts because there's, as you can see here, there's three little holes in the back which correspond to three little round bits on the backpack. And because their backs are usually on a slant, I find that they sit in quite nicely and they're easy to put in. This actually makes them a lot easier to knock out as well, but it means you don't have to hold on to the miniature for quite as long. Pop that on there. As you can see, it's just sitting there. I'll let it dry for a little bit before we come back. As you can see here, the model's completely done and stuck together. All the pieces have dried on nicely, and my fingers have not stuck to the model because I have tried my best to keep them away from the area. Now, metal models can be quite difficult and challenging, especially if they come warped in the packet to start with. If this happens, you might need to do either some extensive work or contact the company and get yourself a refund. With Infinity, they have little complaint codes, so you can just easily get them to fix your model up, and that way they have proof that you've purchased it. However, with other ones, they won't do that, and you'll have to either work around it with green stuff or by warping the metal back. But as you can see here, Infinity models stick together quite well. It's stuck in the base, it's not falling out. I can turn them upside down and nothing falls off. It sits together really nicely. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Bit Assembly. This here was a fairly easy model to make, and I made this video more to show you how to stick metal models together, because they can be a bit challenging for new people, and some people just want to see somebody else do it just in case. But if you've liked this video, hit the like button below, throw a comment in the comment section below, and show your support by hitting the subscribe button. Until next time everyone, happy wargaming.